Hey guys, it's me again, your favorite loctician. I just want to wish you all a very, very happy 2020. And if you have a list of resolutions and things that you'd like to do this year, my wish for you is that by the end of the year, you'll have ticked off most of the things from your list. So today, we're going to talk about something that's pretty close to my heart, and that's temporary dreadlocks. So many times I've met people who told me they love, love, love dreadlocks, but the only reason they wouldn't get dreadlocks is because of the whole idea of committing to one hairstyle for what may seem like a lifetime. Luckily, nowadays we have temporary dreadlocks, and with temporary dreadlocks, the whole idea behind them is you get to have the look and feel of dreadlocks, but without the commitment. So, in other words, you can have them for a certain amount of time, and when you feel like you want to try a different hairstyle, all we do is remove the dreadlocks and feel free to do whatever it is that you want with your hair without having to cut your hair. So for temporary dreadlocks, your hair texture doesn't really matter. So whether you have natural hair or you have permed hair, either texture could do. And you also remember how a long time ago we used to be told that for you to start dreadlocks, no matter what length your hair is, you have to cut it off first and then start from scratch. Well, with temporary dreadlocks, you could always start them whether your hair is long or even if your hair is like an inch long, that's fine. So the texture doesn't matter and the hair length as well doesn't matter. Well, as long as it's an inch and above, you're good to go. We could always just start the dreadlocks from whatever length your hair is and you'll be good. So with temporary dreadlocks, the reason why it's possible to actually remove them without cutting your hair is because of the method of installation. So instead of using wax or a sort of locking cream or locking gel to start them, what we do is we use a crochet hook to interlock your hair and sort of form a dreadlock. So a crochet, like what we used to see our parents use to knit sweaters and stuff, there's a small one which we use to interlock your hair, and that's what forms the dreadlock. And then when it's time to undo them, it's possible to actually remove it because it's not a gel that's actually holding the hair together, but rather the interlocking method, which we do using a crochet hook. So for temporary dreadlocks, again, I insist a crochet is what we use basically for everything. So even for the retouch, we use a crochet. We don't use any locking gel or creams. We use just the crochet. Then as well, the retouch period also usually varies from person to person, depending on how fast your hair grows and also how much growth you can take. So for people who like to have their hair neat at like all times, I'd recommend a period of something like 4 to 6 weeks before you retouch again. And if you're able to push it, if you're the kind of person who doesn't mind quite some growth on your head, then you could always go all the way up to 2 months or even 3 months. That all depends on your preference. But always remember, for the temporary dreadlocks, retouch is done with a crochet. We do not use any product. So if you're a color junkie like me, well, I have good news for you. With the temporary dreadlocks, you could always get them in a color of choice without having to dye your hair. So all we do is just make the extensions for you in the color that you want. Maybe if it's red or brown, blonde, I don't know, name it. There's quite a number of colors available. So if you want colored dreadlocks but don't want to color your hair, with temporary dreadlocks, it is very, very possible, which I know is good news for many people because not everybody likes using hair dye. Anyway, apart from that, you could always have the temporary dreadlocks for up to around 2 years. That's what I'd recommend as the maximum. We've had clients who've had them for longer, but I always recommend 2 years to be the maximum. And if you want to keep them after that, then maybe you should just consider having them permanently because clearly you love dreadlocks. But yeah, you can have them for a period of up to 2 years and then we can remove them and you'll get your hair back. Now, usually there's myths out there. I've had a number of clients who've been told, oh my God, if you keep them for more than 3 months, oh gosh, your hair is definitely going to lock. That is not true. Your hair is not going to lock. If I tell you we can remove them in a certain amount of time, it's because it's possible. It's something that I have tested quite a number of times, and so it's something that I'm very, very sure about. Well, that's it, folks. That's just about everything you need to know concerning temporary dreadlocks. If you feel like you have any additional questions, goodness, feel free to let me know. You could always leave a comment below, or even DM me on Instagram or inbox me on Facebook. I'm going to put a link to my pages in the description box. Kama kawaida, thank you so much for watching. So comment, like, share, subscribe. And remember, locs rock.